Okie dokie. So, hold on. Okay, I just turned off my fan, so it doesn't make a lot of noise. I don't know if it was, but anyways, okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm seeing if it's possible to let this rocket, if you can call it that, land on Earth from the moon. And as you can see, I'm clearly confused because that was not supposed to happen. So I'm coming to see what happened, and I check if it's a staging problem, which it was. I believe so. So I think I fixed it, right? So I go to launch. I didn't fix it. Now you see, I have two useless engines on the bottom of the first engines that go. That's just there because I wanted to put them there. They don't serve any purpose. And you can see I turn it radially so I can flatten it out like a, because it's supposed to be kind of like a space plane, I guess. But I don't really see it. I mean, I made it, so I don't know how I don't see it. But then again, I made it like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know. But as you can see, I'm burning to get a lunar orbit, or if it's called the moon in real life. It's a lunar orbit, but in this game, it's called the mun. So is it still lunar or is it like lunar or something like that? I don't know. It's probably stupid. But as you can see, I made a maneuver node. That way I can see how much delta V I need to use to make an orbit that I want. Then I warp. Then I warp to my apoapsis, or actually I warp to my maneuver node, and I set my SAS to target my maneuver, and then right about. I burn when it's half. Like what I do is this is what I learned. But you want to take the amount of time that you have to burn, and then you want to half that. And when the amount of time to your burn shows up, and it shows that number that's half, that's when you'll burn. So I'll pause before warping every time I make a node. Um that way I can see, I can do the math to find it out. Now the red in my little maneuver maker means that I don't have enough delta V for it, which eh, I'm I might just revoice this after I redo another voiceover after I edit it and all. With that, I was thinking I could make it go the other way, but no, I have to completely change my node. And hopefully my phone doesn't die when I'm doing this voiceover. I thought I was adjusting the length, but no, I was adjusting the board. It's like the plane, I guess. But right here, I just created the node and warping to it. What the? So now I'm waiting to get to my node. Then I burn. I start the burn as I'm as I have my SAS to autocorrect me to my maneuver. So I do the burn until I run out of fuel. Right. So I stage, thinking my thing will light. And if you didn't see it, play it back. But if you saw it, what happened was I just staged again, thinking it would fix my problem because my engine didn't light. No, I just had no delta V left. So but I staged to eject my engine. So that was on me. I'm over here checking if it's a staging problem. In my stupid self really thought it was a staging problem. It wasn't. So I just sped up the footage right here to 20 times speed so we can get to the spot and show. Excuse me. So so now it's normal speed again. So as you can see, I'm doing the burn again, thinking the problem is fixed. I shouldn't have to do this again. I will have to do it again. So I'm doing the burn. I go out of my map to see what's happening. If I fixed it, right? Run out of fuel. My engine doesn't light. I throttle it down, throttle it back up, it doesn't light. I stage. Eventually. Actually, no, I don't. I look and I see my fuel tank is full of fuel. So I have fuel, but it says 0 delta V left. So I go back to the vehicle assembly and I realize my problem. It's because the engine is not actually attached to the rocket. I have a heat shield in the way. So I take off the decoupler, attach the engine to the rocket, and then I clip it in. That way it looks better. Then I take the decoupler, move it up, and then I move the rest of the rocket over here to place the heat shield, and then the decoupler right under the heat shield. And then I take the rest of the rocket and put it back on the main part of the rocket. And then I fixed my problem. First I saved my thing, but I fixed my problem. So I sped up the clip again, 19.7 times speed, so I get back to the point where I'm about to do the burn. So as you can see here, I started the burn. And then I get to the point where I have to stage. So I check, see if everything works well, and everything works well. We're all good. For now. So as you can see, I'm continuing the burn. Until I complete the burn. Then I warp to I warp to a point close to my Mun escape because I have no patience. Then I track my Mun escape so I know where it is, and I warp closer to it. Then I wait the few seconds that it is till I reach my Mun escape in my Kerbin. Because the planet Earth on in this game is called Kerbin. So what I do is I make another maneuver, and I lower my orbit around Kerbin. So I split up the footage because this maneuver was took quite a bit. But now normal speed again, and I'm going to warp close to my maneuver. But first, I'm doing the math, and I believe the math is, I think it's, if it's the whatever it is. Yes, the math is that I had to burn at 56 seconds or 58. One and two. 56. Because my burn time was 1 minute 53, which is 113 seconds. That's not right. That is not right. It's 123 seconds. Well, I guess I got that wrong. Whatever. So I start the burn, I think. Yeah. Started my burn. This thing actually surprisingly, like this spacecraft surprisingly had a lot of Delta V. Had over 4,000 at the beginning. I don't know, and I don't know how it was all packed into that small thing. But most of it was in the center, which is confusing because there's not a lot of mass in the center. But I'm watching my burn time. I'm watching the burn meter and my Delta V because I want to have some Delta V to keep it safe so I can like land safely, you know. But so I'm watching my thing. I'm watching both the burn meter and my Delta V to see how much I have left. This is taking forever. So I sped up the clip, right? And so I warp over to my periapsis, and then I sped it up again, or I had it kept the sped up, and then I lowered my orbit, and then I stopped. And right here, you can see I'm fixing my stages because I'm an idiot. So I fixed my stages, and then I warp up to my apoapsis. No, it's not apogee. This in this game is called apoapsis or periapsis. So that's what I'm going to call it. But yeah, I'm burning. I had to look. Yeah, I'm doing a burn to lower my periapsis to about 55,000 if I correctly remember. Because the atmosphere in this game space starts at 70,000 meters up from Kerbin. Or 70 kilometers from Kerbin. So I just created a autosave right there. But okay, so I'm doing a burn to lower my periapsis to actually have a collision course now. And then I'm going to warp to a spot closer because I have zero patience. I'm not really willing to wait like 20 or something minutes because that's how long it'll actually take. I can manually increase time warp, but it it'll automatically increase time warp if I just warp to a spot, and it'll automatically stop the time warp once I reach that spot. So I'm just correcting my craft, making sure it's the right way up. And then I actually warp to a closer spot, because again, I have no patience. And right here, not right here, soon. Yeah, I'm just messing around. Normally the games I play, I listen to like podcasts or whatever, just to watch YouTube or whatnot. But this entire time, since I had a recording on my phone, I sat in silence. The only noise was like the things happening in my house and my game, because I actually turned on my volume. Right here, I'm burning to slow myself down so I don't actually explode from this plasma flare, which happens because of compression, air compression, not video compression. But eventually, um, it'll kind of push me aside. So I'm gonna ditch my engine stage, and then I'm gonna face periapsis again, so I don't actually explode. And then, so I'm over here looking up, trying to find where I'm landing. So I'm hoping I land in the water, but that's not gonna happen. Since I have no landing legs, I really don't want to land on the water or in the land. So I really don't want to land in the water. But I don't need landing legs to land on land. But I prefer landing on water when I don't have landing legs. But as you can see, I'm going several times the speed of sound. So my parachutes can actually open. Yeah, 30 meters a second is actually a lot faster than you think it is. 30 meters is not 30 miles per hour. As you can see, I'm slowing down. I'm about 310 meters per second. And as you can see, if you look on the left, you see the parachutes are yellow, which means it's mildly safe. But then it turns red because it gets dangerously not safe. So I can't deploy my parachutes. So I freak out, and I decide to EVA my Kerbal and deploy her parachute to save her from imminent death. I'm looking for my little rocket. I hear it explode, but I don't actually see it. But I just go down. Um, so as you can see, I'm just toying around with my Kerbal as she's going down. Then actually, right around here, never mind. Still playing around. This is real life. I would not do to the person what just happened to my Kerbal, because that would hurt. But I make my Kerbal get up. Make her name's Valentina, because it's like an Easter egg, because Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space, and she's a woman. So I plant a flag, and I inscribe my flag and name it a beautiful name. Uh-oh. My original thing was going to be inscribed, "We done it, but at what cost?" But it makes more grammatical sense to say, "We did it, but at what cost?" I was actually considering whether if I should like name the plaque, or if I should name the flag Valentina in the house, and then on the plaque it said "Ooh ooh," but I chose this instead. I can't tell you why. So I'm just looking at the plaque, and then after a little bit of toying with my after a little bit of toying with my um Kerbal, I recover my Kerbal. And I was actually going to end it here, which I might actually. Yeah, I will. But basically, what I was going to do, what I was going to do was I'm going to go back and see if I can actually land it. And I've discovered there was no possible way you can actually land this because there is no way with this design you're able to slow down the rocket enough to actually open your parachutes. So no, you can't land it. Anyways, see you in the next one, I guess. Bye.